Welcome back to tonight's game between the Islanders and Rangers, part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Ford. And closed captioning is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Let's get the opening face-off. We'll send it upstairs now to Howie and Butch.
All right, Peter, thank you very much. I'm sure they're moving plenty of those Thomas Vanek jerseys and the Islanders team stores here at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, where the Rangers visit for the only time this year. And so that makes it quite an interesting debut for Thomas Vanek, because we know the Islanders like to play a high-tempo game, but he's going to hear a different fervor and pitch from the stands than he will most other nights. How do you react to that when it's your debut?
Well, I think you embellish it. I think you just love to play when there's all kinds of intensity and noise in the building. So Thomas Vanek will be on his toes tonight.
He starts out with Tavares and Oposo, and immediately Evgeny Nabokov covers up in the Islander goal. And so for Tavares and Vanek, can the chemistry come as quickly and as effectively as it did between Tavares and Molson?
Well, I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but when you have two good players, they know where to go. They're going to get a good feel for one another. So if they can manage the puck, have some quality offensive zone time, I think you're going to see some good opportunities from both players.
Rangers have Brad Richards playing in the middle tonight. He'd been on the wing recently. And back-checking, Benoit Pouliot, number 67, breaks it up. And in comes Hagelin to go after Martinek. Carl Hagelin playing his first game for the Rangers this year after missing their first 10 because of the remnants of shoulder surgery. And Donovan takes a shove from Anton Strawman, number 6. Mark Stahl, number 18, couldn't clear it up the board, but now the Rangers get it out. And Bouchard for the Islanders. Slips one softly ahead. Oposo put it over the blade of Tavares. He's forced to the corner by Stahl, and then the puck curls around the glass and out of play. 50 seconds into the opening period.
Well, I had a chance to talk to Alain Vigneault, and talking about his training camp and the new systems, the new players, and, you know, the injuries that they have. And he said, I don't want to hear it, Butch. There are no excuses. Just some of our guys have not met expectations. So he's not pulling any punch. He's basically saying his team's not playing well.
Noteworthy immediately, Nielsen back in the faceoff circle. Franz Nielsen has not taken draws for about the last 4 or 5 games or so.
Yeah, I think he had some soreness there. I actually grabbed him today and said, Franz, you got to tell me what's going on. He says, I'm back. Don't worry about it, Butch. I'm taking faceoffs tonight. So I just think he had a little bit of soreness and didn't want to tweak it.
So that's old news.
Yeah, it is.
JT Miller for the Rangers, number 10, plays it into the corner. He's knocked down eventually by Andrew MacDonald of the Islanders. And here's Hamonic, aggressive again down the right side, shooting, and he went wide on Talbot. Back in center, Miller with a soft feed ahead for Brassard. Derek Brassard, number 16, launched one to Nabokov. And Bailey back to get it for the Islanders.
Brassard, one of those 3 first-round picks that the Rangers got last year in that trade with Columbus for Gaborik.
Pass broken up with the Ranger blue line, recovered by Girardi. And he turns it in behind the Islander net. Derek Stepan, number 21 for the Rangers, keeps it deep. Hamonic spins it to the right wing. Clutterbuck goes rink wide to Grabner. Regan churning down the middle. Grabner to the slot, high in the slot. Had his shot blocked by the stick of Girardi, who then sweeps a centering feed away and sends the Rangers on their way. Zuccarello, number 36, turns it in behind the Islander net. Harkner up for Clutterbuck. Recovered in center by John Moore, number 17, who backs it up to his own blue line. And Zuccarello throws it in as the Rangers change on the move.
The Ranger coach was saying, didn't want to be in a horse race, wanted to be more in a buggy race, because the Islanders are really fast. We want to try and slow them down, play a little more defense.
Del Zotto banks it off the boards. Casey Cizikas in center. Cizikas with Martin and Nelson up front, as Colin McDonald scratched once again, along with Eric Bolton. Brian Straight is hurt. Martin, a shot saved by Talbot. Rebound swept away, recovered. Martinek bounces it to the side of the net. And now Dominic Moore, number 28, goes after it for the Rangers. He takes a hit from Martin, but Hyatt, number 14 for the Rangers, comes ahead. Now to Dorsett, number 15. And Hyatt puts the body.
The Islanders need to score first there, first, Howie, just to keep the crowd into it, the energy, feed off it.
McDonough for the Rangers, number 27. And now Girardi throws one all the way down. Icing waved off, so they'll have to play it back there. Hagelin in the corner, throws it across, centering feed towards Pouliot. Knocked away by McDonald for the Islanders. Now Pouliot away from Tavares. Richards trying to get it back. Gets it again, puts it high in the slot. McDonough to Girardi. That went off the stick of Vanek. And here comes McDonald with Tavares. Vanek on the left, takes the pass, but he's offside now as he had to reach back to accept it.
Just the story with Hagelin. He hasn't even practiced with a line mate yet. You look at Thomas Vanek. He's been playing defense as the 8th defenseman trying to get in shape. But watch Matt Martin. Good wrist shot. Hits the arm of Talbot, so real good wrist shot there. And again, watch the Islanders. Good shot by Travis Hamonic as he misses the net. But Talbot's an aggressive goalie, how as you and I talked about it. Coach Benoit has talked about slowing him down just a little bit, keeping him a little deeper.
Yeah, they felt that he would be in better position to make those second and third saves if he was a little further back. But he is very aggressive by nature. I'll tell you more about him as we move along tonight as the Islanders and their fans get their first look at Cam Talbot. This is Boyle. A lot of people were surprised that Lundqvist didn't start for a second straight night.
That didn't surprise me at all. They have 4 games in about 6 nights. Lundqvist is coming off a bit of an injury, so I expected him to get a rest of the back-to-back games. And then you concurred with me in that thought process.
Agreed, too.
Yes.
Nielsen backs up to the Islander blue line.
They call him AV. I didn't realize that. Talking to Scotty O'Neill, the assistant coach, says, well, we call him AV. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Shorter name that way.
Alain is formal.
Yes.
Here's Regan for the Islanders to Clutterbuck, and that drive is swallowed up by the glove of Cam Talbot. The University of Alabama Huntsville, which is not yet any kind of a hockey hotbed. They do play Division I over there. It's the only sport that's D1. They have 13 other sports at Alabama Huntsville that are all Division II.
And you were saying Matt Reed from Bemidji State played against him. Well, he had a big season last year. Cam Talbot did in the American Hockey League, career best, saves, average, everything. So he's earned his way into the National Hockey League.
Former Islander Marty Biron was the backup until he recently was waived and then retired. Moore. That's Dominic Moore tussling with Grabner in the corner. One of 2 Austrians on the Islanders now, with Vanek the other.
Dominic Moore, second stint with the New York Rangers. Good centerman, good on faceoffs, good checker, competes hard.
Hyatt puts Hamonic to the boards in the Islanders zone.
Clutterbuck already under somebody's skin. Had Dorsett chasing him all over the ice.
McDonald put it off the back of Tavares, so Kreider is going to take off after Hamonic. McDonald recovers the puck. Played it somewhat softly off the boards, though, so the Islanders can't start a rush. Instead, the Rangers bring it in. And here's Kreider, number 20. Past McDonough. Now it's a chase. Girardi at Tavares. Tavares sweeps it towards the corner. Keeps going. Trailed by Oposo. Goes to the other side to Vanek. Now for Oposo. Squeezed to the boards by Stepan. While Oposo keeps working behind the net. Hurls it to the near side. Donovan jumps in. Zuccarello got it first, but slides it out of the zone, recovered by Martinek, and he dumps it right back in behind the Ranger goal.
Zuccarello came up late last year, played in the playoffs, was a +10, how he played really well. Not a big guy, but obviously very smart, very tricky, good on those shootouts.
And Alain Vigneault thought that Zuccarello created quite a bit last night, and the Rangers were shut out at home by Montreal. Here's Hagelin snapping one that deflects out of play.
Well, there's more and more time and more space for guys with hockey sense. Doesn't matter about the size of them anymore.
Early first, scoreless. Tomorrow on MSG Network, the Knicks open the season at the totally transformed Madison Square Garden against the Milwaukee Bucks, presented by Chase. Live coverage gets underway with a special 1-hour Visa Knicks game night at 6:30. Knicks season opener is tomorrow night on MSG Network. Well, Brad Richards and Casey Cizikas will draw. And Martinek for the Islanders winds it to the far side.
Casey Cizikas, one of the few, in fact, the only Islander has a winning percentage on faceoffs of over 50. The rest of the Islanders have struggled in that area.
Hagelin chopped at by Cizikas, fired it towards the front of the net where Nelson picked it off. And Martin sends it in. Martin will stay on with the Islanders starting to change. He'll get off as the puck comes back to center. Donovan turns it the other way. And Nielsen's got to bring it back to his own line where Hagelin keeps the heat on. 12:55 remaining. Scoreless first period. Islanders credited with the only 2 shots on goal. Bailey for Bouchard. Throws one towards the net. That pinballs to Moore, number 17. And John Moore winds it to the boards. Picked off by Nielsen. His pass too far for Cartner.
Talking to Bailey today about Franz Nielsen. Was he surprised with the success?
Bailey, nice move. Didn't get the shot all the way through. Moore and Del Zotto were pestering. Nielsen back to the blue line to Hickey. Lays it to the corner. Bouchard and Del Zotto come together. And now Boyle for the Rangers. A little too far. Was that pass for Brassard?
Just to finish that story off, he said not at all. He knows that he's got all kinds of skill. He's always been a good player. It just takes a clicking for him now. Bailey and himself both have this great chemistry. They're good friends. They communicate a lot.
Now Pyatt looking for Dorsett. Put it towards the front of the net. Cartner knocked down. Stick knocked out of his hands. Nothing called. Cartner goes back to get his stick as the Islanders move up ice. Clutterbuck unimpeded. Put it out in front. Talbot with his stick down trying to hold on, and he does, with Regan in there chopping away and eventually knocked down to his knees.
Good play by Clutterbuck initially to get that puck in, and then boy, the Islanders just drove right to the net looking for any loose puck. Regan was really battling down low. There's the little chip pass. Watch Clutterbuck, good move. Then go after it. Get to that corner first. Watch Regan as he goes to the front of the net, and he just stays with it. Doesn't hear any whistle. So as long as you don't hear the whistle, you can keep slapping away at that puck. It's the right thing to do. But Islanders paying attention to the little parts of the game, chipping it in and chasing, and then puck retrieval, always important.
And now from the draw, Zuccarello emerges with a puck and starts down right wing for the Rangers. He is with Stepan and Kreider. This is Derek Stepan, number 20. Slow to come around after no training camp. Unsigned, centering feed. Stepan denied by Nabokov. Centering feed again. Nabokov stops Zuccarello. It stays loose. And Stepan, who had a great chance, winds it around, but the Islanders recover. Vanek sends Oposo down the right wing. So Nabokov coming up big twice in close.
Real big saves, got the fans into it. They're cheering Abby, and well, they should. Those are 2 spectacular saves, particularly on Stepan. What a reflex action by Nabokov.
Now Hamonic drives the puck in.
Stepan's been off to a real slow start in this training camp, and that really hurts the players. That's where you find your rhythm and your timing and your conditioning.
Pouliot with a high riser that's stopped by Nabokov. Donovan was knocked down in front of the net. Good move, though, by Nelson around Richards. And over the Ranger line. Nelson behind the net. Richards gets back to put the body on him, or at least Stahl does. Richards was in front of the net. Now Martinez. Round to Martin. Martin put it out in front. Flicked wide by Cizikas. Penalty coming here to the Rangers. I believe a slash for knocking that stick out of Cizikas' hands. And the Islanders get the first power play of the night.
A great job by the Islanders' fourth line as they're able to cycle the puck. It all starts with Nelson. But look at this save. What a save on Stepan by Nabokov. And then another quick pass by Kreider out to Zuccarello. And again, Nabokov makes that save. So plenty of action early on. And the Islanders take it to the Rangers as they start to forecheck. And you can see that slash by Hagelin. 2 minutes. He's a penalty killer. AV said he was going to use him as a penalty killer. Well, he's going to have to wait another one.
So, the Islanders to the power play. They have the second best power play in the league. 10 for 36 overall. Islander power play is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Now they've got McDonald and Nielsen as the point men, with Tavares, Oposo, and Vanek up front. Rangers with Stepan and Boyle the forwards, Girardi and McDonough the defense.
Yeah, he asked about the adjustments, Howie. This might be a tougher adjustment. He doesn't know all the routes.
Nielsen tried to get it to Vanek, and it's finally cleared away from the front of the net and all the way down by McDonough.
Doug Weight very precise with the power play, right from behind his own net all the way up the ice. Guys have certain spots they're supposed to go to, react certain way. So Thomas Vanek may take some time to get to understand that power play in its entirety.
Now Tavares trying to relax the puck, finally does. To McDonald, pressured now by Pyatt. Nielsen along the boards. Out to McDonald. Now for Tavares. That went off the skate of Dominic Moore. Always a good penalty killer. And Stahl. Now to Oposo. Put it out in front. Nielsen missed it. Hyatt quickly met by Oposo. I think Oposo is going to get a penalty here.
Yeah, he got his stick in, just trying to hold it, lift it up. And that's a tough play for me. I mean, I know they call it all the time, but when you're playing the stick and you're using your strength to your advantage, I'm not sure that was the design for the way that the penalty should be called. But watch Kyle Oposo with
New York Islanders penalty, number 21.
With Pyatt, excuse me. He's got his stick down below his waist. He doesn't even touch the body, so it's just a strength factor. I think you got to be able to check people, and that's a part of the game that I don't like. You got to be able to finish your checks and be able to show strength out there. That's not really a hook. That's not the old time put it around the waist, Howie.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 for 43 seconds, after which the Rangers will have 1:17 of power play time, as Oposo is off for hooking. So in the 4-on-4, Bailey and Grabner carry in. Grabner shoots. The save made by Talbot comes back to the front of the net, and the Rangers bring it away. This is Brassard. Softly ahead, Pouliot with a drop for McDonough. He backhands towards the front of the net. Went off the stick of Donovan. One man back for the Rangers. It's a forward Brassard. This is Bailey for the Islanders trying to undress him. He does. And the shot goes wide. Now Donovan finds Grabner. He tees it up but can't get a shot off. Took him a while. Hamannik calling for the puck. Now he's got it. He steps up, shoots. Saved by Talbot. Swept away from the front of the net and down into the Islanders zone.
Travis trying to wait a little longer for the forwards to get to the front, but both Bailey and Grabner were out of breath. Too many men on the ice. That's a penalty.
Well, the Islanders calling for it on the ice and on the bench, but the officials don't. So the Rangers on the power play for now another minute 3 with Hagelin out of the box. And that's what caused the commotion at the Ranger bench, because Hagelin went right to the bench. Here's Richards across. One-timer step on. Missed the net. Hart Karam in behind.
Yeah, screenshot. Nabokov never saw it.
Richards to McDonough. They've got Kreider in front. Richards up high, takes the shot. Glove save. Nabokov might have been going wide, but not taking any chances. He'll hold on. 42 seconds remain to the penalty on Oposo.
Yeah, the power play for the Rangers hasn't been all that good. They've only scored 5 goals. They're 20th in the league, under 16%. So that's an area they need to get a lot better. Well, if they had Nash, that would certainly help them, along with Callahan. So Coach Vigneault's working on those areas of the game. The Islanders have been very good on their penalty killing, Howie. 81%.
And tested here. Richards for the Rangers, who are 20th on the power play, but they add one there, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. Chris Kreider in front. And the Rangers with a power play goal score first.
Now the right thing to do by Brad Richards, get the puck to the net, just a simple wrist shot. Kreider's in front, and he's going to pick up that rebound as Nabokov's not able to control the rebound really sharp. Win the draw, a little help on the draw. Watch Kreider as he gets to the face-off, wins it. Now look at Richards, just takes his time, has to throw it towards the net. Kreider's in front, nobody picks him up. Just a simple little wrist shot. It's knocked down initially by Andrew McDonald, and Kreider's able to pick up that rebound that obviously Nabokov would have a tough time with. So Kreider, who's been playing really well since getting called up, digs the puck out, gets it back to Richards, and then Richards gets it back in front, and Kreider heads to the net. Real smart play by Kreider.
He, as much as any Ranger, could benefit from the coaching change, as he never seemed to be on the same page with John Tortorella. And now the Islanders down a goal, get the puck into the Rangers zone.
Well, he's a gifted guy, Howie. He's a gifted offensive person.
Islanders have the Cizikas line on right after the Ranger goal. And the Islanders back in their own zone with Cizikas, playing it ahead to Nelson. Looking for Martin. He's shut off at the line by the combination of Stahl and Strowman. Kreider's first from Richards and Stepan at 12:30.
I was really impressed with Kreider with the game the other night at home. Even though they lost, he was the best forward on the ice. He skated very, very well.
Now Tavares on right wing into the Ranger zone, surrounded. And Talbot gave it away to Oposo, who put it off the side of the net. Played back out of the zone, recovered by Martinez. Donovan tried to wait, couldn't long enough. Oposo was stuck in the Ranger zone, and Donovan brought it in before Oposo got out. So 6:25 to go first period. Kreider has the Rangers in front. Friday night on MSG, the Islanders will see the birthday boy, Dennis Potvin, when they face the Senators in Ottawa. You know, he's a broadcaster for the Senators. Live coverage gets underway at 7 with Visa Islanders Game Night. Islanders and Senators Friday night on MSG+. I don't feel quite comfortable saying this, but Dennis Potvin is 60 years old today.
I was just going to say, I think he just turned 60.
Yeah, like just about 2 minutes ago.
Boy, I can remember when he was a 15-year-old with the Ottawa 67s. In 1967, I believe it was.
We will visit with Dennis on Friday night, I'm sure. Meantime, the Islanders, trailing by a goal, have the puck in the Rangers zone. Vanek tied up along the boards by Richards. Tavares for Oposo. Tavares going to the net. Comes back towards Donovan. A tip, a save, rebound. Vanek, and a save by Talbot. So Vanek had a couple of chances there.
A good work down low by the Islanders, going to work, moving that quick puck movement. Watch Vanek, he's in slot position, misses the first deflection, and gets the rebound, tries to go up and over with Talbot, but there's that hard work that Talbot's been working on. Not as aggressive, get back in the net so he can make those second and third saves. Well, good thing he wasn't out too far because he's able to cut the angle down on Vanek. But a good opportunity for Thomas Vanek. We'll see a lot more of that as the season progresses.
Zuccarello banks it off the boards. Kreider hustles after it against Andrew MacDonald. Now Kreider absorbs a couple of shoves from Hamonic. Moves the puck to the corner. MacDonald working there. Angled up with Zuccarello, but the Islanders emerge with it. Clutterbuck dumped by Stahl. And then Mark Stahl pries it loose. And here's Zuccarello in quickly on right wing. He pulls up. He shoots one wide. Ricochets to Stepan for the Rangers. He gets it back from Zuccarello all the way to Kreider. Nobody was in front of the net, so Kreider over towards the boards. And now Clutterbuck pressures the pass, comes to Stepan, and then from a deep angle, it's fired wide by Kreider.
Good first period for this line. Stepan, Zuccarello, and Kreider.
And now Stepan put it out in front. It trickles wide. Covered by Stepan. He turns. Drags a man down, put it off Nabokov, who closes his legs. The puck dribbles wide. The whistle is blown, and there'll be a face-off deep in the Islanders zone. So, 4:53 remaining, first period on the island. Rangers leading 1-0. Our cold hard facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, and this is the company that Thomas Vanek keeps among the elite goal scorers in this league, going back to the 06-07 season.
Well, he knows where the net is. There's no doubt about that. And you give him enough opportunities, and he's going to pot that puck in. The first of his couple just earlier on. But Jack Capuano, he was upset with that last 5-on-5 sequence. And usually what happens, Howie, when you start running around in your own zone, it's because you chase the puck. You don't finish your checks. You know, it's that one-on-one situation. Go at him, finish him, make sure he can't get it back. The Islanders weren't doing that very well.
Rangers control the draw. They've won 10 out of 14 here in the first period. Boyle checked in the corner by Carkner. Belzotto trying to get it deep. Bouchard wouldn't let him, so Carkner trying to clear. Had it hit with those players along the boards, and it stays in.
The Rangers weren't very good last night against the Canadiens on faceoffs. Faceoffs are important because it gives you puck possession. You don't have to go and chase to try and get it back. If you don't have the puck, it's tough to score.
Delzato loses it. Bouchard behind the net for Bailey, and that one goes wide. Takes a big carom. Failing to clear is Brassard for the Rangers. And now along the boards, Miller, number 10. Up for Boyle. Donovan smacking away with a stick. Had help from Nielsen. Bouchard throws one to the net, and that'll be held by Talbot, but not long enough for a whistle.
Islanders are making a change, so he had to play it.
Cizikas waiting in front of the net.
Ball's out shooting the Rangers. 8-4, albeit they're down a goal.
And offside the call.
Well, it's been a good pace. It hasn't disappointed. There's always a lot of energy, a lot of passion in the building whenever these two teams meet. And we've said it many times, Howie, it doesn't matter about the standings, but here's a great opportunity. Josh Bailey just throws it up, and you can see, look at the angle. Not a lot to shoot, but that far corner was wide open. That's a funny angle that Talbot was at. Didn't square himself to the shooter. He had himself square to the middle of the ice. Bailey hits the corner, it goes in.
So the Islanders control the draw. Pass from Martinic, too far for Vanek. He takes off after Strawman, who winds it around to the far side. Now Vanek, Strawman on him. Vanek to the boards, out to Donovan. That went wide. Big carom taken by Tavares, left it behind the Ranger goal, and Stahl takes it there. Dorsett's got the red line. Now Pyatt and Martinic chase. Pyatt, a former first-round pick of the Islanders, took him 8th overall back in 1999 before going to Buffalo as part of the deal for Michael Pekka. Vanek was knocked down by Girardi, but up comes Tavares into the Ranger zone, trailed by Oposo. Bouncing puck comes to Richards, and now Brad Richards pulls up at the Ranger blue line.
Of course, the other part of that deal, Howie, was Timmy Conley, who was drafted number 5, I believe, overall.
McDonald launched one ahead that's gloved down by Pouliot. Hagelin carries in now, working against Hamonic. Hagelin trying to slip around Hamonic. Richards got it loose. Hamonic recovers, and Clutterbuck tangled up with Pouliot. They'll keep going after it. Pouliot has a step and the puck and moves through traffic. McDonald backs up, sends Clutterbuck back into the Ranger zone. Throws one at the net. Talbot covers up. There'll be a face-off in the Ranger zone.
Better shift for Peter Regan and his line mates. Last couple of shifts spent in the defensive zone trying to ward off Stepan's line, but able to get out of their own zone and create a little offense themselves. Good quick transition from Andrew McDonald over to Clutterbuck, and then take the shot from the outside, forcing Talbot to make the save. But that's what you want to do. Force them to play in the offensive zone. It just gives you a lot more opportunity to score some goals and spend less time in your own end. A lot of fun down there.
So the face-off in the Ranger zone. Brian Boyle throws it out to center. Hamonic gloved it down. Boyle gets it again. But now McDonald up the right wing, brought in by Bouchard. He pulls up across to McDonald. McDonald shoots. He missed the net. Big carom. Nielsen put it to the side of the net, and Zuccarello takes it there.
Boy, he showed great patience with that puck, Andrew McDonald. He let Stepan slide by before he shot that puck.
Bouchard, the touch feed to Nielsen. Can't get through center, and Stepan throws it right back in. Both teams completing a change.
You would expect the Rangers to make quick changes, having played last night, and as the game goes on, you would expect them to be a little more tired than the Islanders.
There's J.T. Miller bumped behind the net, recovered by Vanek, who wraps it around to Martinic. Final minute of the period. Martinic put it out in front. Carom's towards Hickey. He steps up. Miller for the Rangers recovers the puck.
Real heady play, a little risky at different times, but saw McDonough in front from the corner, threw in front of his own net. Good breakout for the Rangers.
Taylor Pyatt intercepts. Sends Brassard in. Brassard winds it in behind for Miller. Pyatt there too. He pokes it to the boards, but Oposo has it for the Islanders. It was checked by Brassard. And Miller just flicks it in with the Rangers looking to change. Pyatt stays on to finish his check against Hickey. Cizikas played it up the boards. Strawman chased by Nelson. And Martin had it poked off his stick. And Stahl throws it in. Closing seconds of the first period. McDonald manages to play it into the corner as time runs out. And although the Islanders outshot the Rangers 9-4 in the first period, its end is punctuated by some pushing and shoving. And the only goal in the period belonging to the Rangers, Chris Kreider on the power play at 12:30. Just the second time this year the Rangers have had the lead at the end of the first period.
Martin at the end a little bit. Some pushing and shoving with Dorsett, who likes to go. He's a few minutes in his career.
So, coming up in our forward intermission report, Peter will chat with Islanders defenseman Travis Hamonic. And Butch and Dave Maloney will be involved in a roundtable discussion with Peter. Plus, we'll have first period highlights from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Power play goal for Kreider, and it's 1-0 Rangers. back to tonight's game between the Islanders and the Rangers, part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Ford, as the Islanders make their way out for the second period. And I wonder what Jack Capuano's message might have been in that room.
Wake up might be in order, but you talk about matchups all the time, Howie, and I'm watching John Tavares starting, and of course the Rangers have their number one pairing out there with Girardi and McDonough. So you wonder if Capuano thought about maybe not starting Tavares and putting another line out there just so maybe he may be able to get Tavares' line away from McDonough and Girardi.
But the Tavares line out, and right off the opening faceoff, Nabokov has to field the bouncer, and there'll be a faceoff in the Islanders zone.
Well, quick pass. The Rangers had the better period, really, when you look at it statistically. They out-hit the Islanders. They outdrew them on the faceoffs by a 2-1 margin. They hit them by a pretty hefty margin, so not a very good period for the Islanders.
Hagelin around the net. Nabokov shut that side of the cage off. And McDonough winds it to the far side. Girardi moves in deep. And it's spun to the near boards. Gathered in by McDonough. Threw it to the net block. Rebound. Girardi fire. Save made. Pouliot couldn't tee up the rebound. But there's going to be a penalty here. A slashing penalty.
Yeah, so many times, that's right. So many times when you spend a little time in your own zone, you end up taking a penalty. And Kyle Oposo is going to take a slashing penalty. Good shots by the Rangers, using their points and then driving towards the net.
Well, it's the second minor for Oposo. He was in the penalty box when the Rangers scored the first goal of the game.
He's right in this area right here. So there's the quick little slash on Pouliot. Not much, but I guess it doesn't take much these days.
Rangers control the draw. Richards to McDonough. Now Richards. Step on. And Richards' drive is gloved and held by Nabokov. Islanders going with Cizikas and Martin up front. And Travis Hamonic on defense along with Andrew McDonald.
Now Rangers moved the puck around the top of the umbrella, so to speak. It was an easy read for Nabokov. Nobody in front of him was able to go from his right to his left pretty easily.
There's McDonough slipping it over the line. That's offside. That was probably 6 inches offside as he put it back into the Islanders zone, and so the faceoff has to come outside.
Well, one of the things that's most important about your power play is the ability to get the defenders moving out of position. So you've got to move the puck from low to high and back to high again if you can, and get a little more movement. Rangers didn't have a lot of movement early on the power play.
Franz Nielsen's on now. That draw that he just won is the first one that he's won tonight. He lost all 5 that he took in the first period in his first game back, taking faceoffs. Richards with speed. Richards, good move, and a better save by Nabokov. Now McDonald unable to gain control, so Zuccarello spreads it out to step on. McDonough with a wrist shot, looking for Kreider's stick in front. Curls all the way to Zuccarello. Minute 9 to the Ranger power play. Grabner and Nielsen now the penalty killing forwards for the Islanders. McDonough backs it up, feeds Kreider. Step on. McDonough's drive off the cage, I think, of Nabokov. I think that was deflected and got him in the mask.
Yeah, it stunned him a little bit too, Howie.
So McDonough shoots. He hits Kreider with it. Richards to Zuccarello. Again to McDonough. All the way to Stepan. Kreider still in front of the net. 39 to the power play. McDonough across. Richards, one-timer tipped wide by Kreider. Kreider has it again. Now to McDonough. Lines up the shot. Feeds Stepan. Nabokov gets over to make the save. Stepan with a pair of Islanders on him. Now Zuccarello tried to feed it down low. Hamonic broke it up. Good clear. 19 to the power play. A desperation play. But Stepan recovers the puck. Feeds it across. The shot by Richards went wide. And the Islanders clear.
Almost a full 2 minutes in the Islander defensive zone. Boy, a couple of big saves by Nabokov. Tremendous reads by Nabokov. The odd thing is all the shots for the Rangers came outside the dots, Howie. Nothing in the slot area.
They did get credited for 5. In comes Pouliot. Played it across. Loose in front. Brassard knocked down. And the puck cleared out by Cizikas. Now more for the Rangers to Girardi. And quickly Pouliot. Moving in over the Islander line. They stay onside. Moore steps up. Floats one to the net. Nabokov holds on.
Yeah, good face-off for the Islanders. Nabokov holding on to that little chip shot by Pouliot. Islanders running around with some good push by the Rangers. Islanders very fortunate not to be down 2-0. Again, watch Richards. I can't believe the Islanders didn't challenge him a little bit. They just backed up way too far. This is just too good of an opportunity. Yeah, Richards makes a nifty move when he pulls it back, but the Islanders have got to do a better job. That's a ricochet off of Andrew McDonald. He blocks another shot. The Nabokov boy was really worked hard during that last 2 minutes, taking a shot on the mask. So, you know, he's checking his mask out. He's trying to slow the play down just a little bit because the Rangers are got all guns a-blazing right now. But Nabokov seems to be okay.
Rangers had 5 shots on the power play. They've had all 7 here in the second period. And that's the one that got Nabokov square on the mask off the deflection. The mask in good shape. So is Nabokov. I don't know about the Ranger bench, though. They're down 1. It appears that Dominic Moore is not on the Ranger bench. And that's off of Grabner out to center.
Another face-off win, Howie, for the Rangers. They've really been dominating.
And Nabokov works that around the boards. Rangers recover. Boyle in the corner. Dorsett check by Hickey. No one controlling. Regan trying to sneak in and steal it, and he does. Peter Regan winds it around. A pinch by Stahl. Boyle got it to the net. Now Strawman throws it that way, and that didn't get through. Hartner chops one that comes over the stick of Stahl. Now he's in trouble. Clutterbuck by him. Clutterbuck closes and shoots. He scores! For Cal Clutterbuck, his first goal as a New York Islander. And the game is tied 1-1.
Now bad break for the Rangers. Stahl, good break for Clutterbuck as he's able to pick up that puck after it hops over Stahl's stick on the clearing play. Watch Clutterbuck as he just hustles to put pressure, bounces over Stahl. Now it's a 2-on-1. Doesn't really look much. Just fires it up over the glove. What a terrific shot. Cal can shoot the puck, no doubt about that. Doesn't even hesitate. He has Grabner. Doesn't bother even looking to look at that shot right over the glove. Talbot's got great position. There's nothing else he can do. It's a 2-on-1. A much-needed goal for the Islanders because, boy, were they getting outplayed in this first 4 or 5 minutes.
So it is a 1-1 game, despite the fact that the Rangers controlled the puck virtually the entire 2 minutes of their recent power play in the Islanders zone. They're right back in there now, but here's Tavares for the Islanders with Vanek on the left, Oposo on the right. And the Rangers back. Pouliot takes over. Pouliot for Brassard. Maybe the Islanders for once are the beneficiaries of some less than ideal ice conditions here. The way that puck bounced right over Stahl's blade and right to Clutterbuck. Now it's Tavares sweeping it in front of the net, but that's picked off. And up comes Kreider. He's got great wheels. Kreider unable to get through the check of Hamannik. Rangers backed it up though. Stepan to Zuccarello. Parker got the only assist on Clutterbuck's goal at 3:40 of the second period. Here's Kreider working the corner for the Rangers. Back to Moore. That one was tipped on the way through. And now Moore, number 17. Hamannik behind the net, double team. Stepan recovers, but can't get it to Kreider. Nielsen broke it up. And now Oposo across to Vanek. Nielsen complaining that he was interfered with as Moore takes the puck in the Rangers zone. Flubbed by Richards. But then Nielsen stripped by Hagelin. Rangers look to attack. Hagelin chips it down the boards. Pouliot gets there with McDonald. Hagelin and Kruckner join the party. Hagelin got it free, put it right through the slot. Now Stahl for Pouliot behind the net. Richards crisscrossing with Stahl, the defenseman who jumps in deep. Hagelin got it from Pouliot. Carl Hagelin banks it back to Stahl, who's back of the blue line. Looking for Hagelin. McDonald cut it off. Rangers keep it. Hagelin to Richards. Return went wide, and up come the Islanders. It's Nielsen. Crisply to Bailey into the Ranger zone. He drops it to Broussard. Forced back towards the line by Hagelin, and then he gave it away to Stahl.
Yeah, Broussard thought Hickey was moving in behind him, but Islanders have to do a much better job on the one-on-one battles in the offensive, in their defensive zone. Rangers are really outworking them, winning all those battles, getting to all those loose pucks.
And now there'll be a face-off in the Rangers zone. Although Boyle and Matt Martin have a difference of opinion on what was called for at the whistle there.
Well, I think Matt Martin's trying to wake his team up because they're really not skating all that well. Not winning any battles.
But they do have the only goal of the period to tie it up.
Well, it's 1-1 in the second period. Clutterbuck on the left has just tied the game up. Look at a good Islander position. 5 guys back. Not exactly how you diagram it up, but here's the race right in this area here. Clutterbuck and Stahl. Stahl gets a bad break trying to play the puck, and away goes Clutterbuck. Now it's a 2-on-1 with Grabner and Stallman in the middle. You know what? Sometimes it's better off to shoot, and this time there's absolutely no doubt. Don't try to make a fancy play. A lot of times those things are knocked down or they bounce away. Clutterbuck does the wise thing. Get the shot on net, or better yet, get it in the high corner. It's 1-1.
North Shore LIJ, the official hospital of the New York Islanders. And the draw coming up deep in the Rangers zone. Cizikas now. Martin and Nelson up front. And from the draw, it comes over the stick of Nelson, who recovers sufficiently to throw it right back in behind the Ranger goal. Hyatt was tangled up with Martinek, so Martin looks for Nelson. Rock Nelson to Donovan, and that long drive kicked away in front by Girardi. Rebounds to Martinek. Fires one hard around, but comes right to Donovan. Now Cizikas waiting behind the net. Cizikas lost his stick as he came together with Boyle, so Talbot holds on. There'll be a face-off in the Ranger zone.
And that's exactly what you need from your fourth line, to get out there, create a little energy, create some physical play, have some ozone time, take away some of the momentum that the Rangers have been able to generate in this first 7 minutes. So Jack Capuano can ask no more from his club when you talk about fourth line and what they bring.
So the Islanders now with Regan, Clutterbuck, and Grabner. McDonald and Hamonic back. Stepan on the draw for the Rangers. And it comes out to center. Stepan Kreider and Zuccarello, the Ranger forward line. Grabner's pass cut off by Zuccarello. Speeds into the Islanders zone. Kreider goes to the net. The puck heads that way. It deflects. Nabokov stopped it. Kreider knocked down in front. Islanders look to counter. It's Grabner banking one towards himself. He and Stahl get there together. Stahl had his hands full. Clutterbuck for the Islanders now. Getting help from Regan. Tries to twirl it into the corner. Couldn't get it there. Regan back at the red line. Bounces it in over the Ranger line to Clutterbuck. Got a puck on edge, but Stahl got a piece of that shot. Recovering is Tavares as the Islanders changing. McDonald to Hamonic. Blockered away by Talbot. And it carries out of play with 12:08 remaining in the second period. You know, I told you earlier that today is Dennis Potvin's 60th birthday. So it is in Dennis's honor that we offered tonight's Cadillac trivia question. We give you Dennis Potvin, of course, as one of the 5 defensemen who have put up 100 or more points in a season. You probably can figure Robert Gort Orr would be one of the others. And so we've given you a head start. We'll have the answer for you a little bit later on. We had to give you Bobby Orr.
Yeah, if
you're really young. Hickey's drive is
you
blocked.
couldn't figure that one out. You weren't much of a hockey fan, that's for sure.
And if you haven't heard of Bobby Orr, just go to YouTube. Now Kartner in the Islanders zone for Tavares. Tavares banks it back towards Oposo. And Talbot stops it behind the Ranger goal for Girardi with 11:43 to go in the second period. Friendly Islander carom, but a poke check on the pass by McDonough forces Kartner to go all the way back into the Islanders zone for it.
Yeah, good recovery by the Rangers, and that turnover. John Tavares with a quick no-look pass to Vanek, who saw Thomas Hickey moving in the slot area, but I believe it was Taylor Pyatt in the slot area was able to make that deflection. And a glorious opportunity. One of the things that Vanek will learn playing with John Tavares is expect the puck at any time, no matter where he is. Watch the puck as it goes around. Tavares finishes his check and then gets a good bounce. There's the quick pass to Vanek.
Martinek played it up to the Ranger line. Del Zotto works it out to center. Nielsen, Bailey, Bouchard, the Islander forwards. Centering feed. Pouliot stopped in front. And back come the Islanders, led by Nielsen. Launch Nielsen into the Rangers zone.
Hagelin picked Martinek's pocket, quick pass out in front, and glorious opportunity for Pouliot.
Now Bailey goes to the corner. Missed by Nielsen. And again, that puck wobbling as it seems to do so often here. Martinek back for it. Pressured. Got it to Donovan. Hagelin knocked down. Richards put it out in front. Popped over Del Zotto's stick. He spins it around to Richards. Now to Pouliot behind the net. Hagelin around to Richards again. And to the blue line stall, and he's had his hands full trying to corral that puck. Now Hagelin for Richards. And Brock Nelson starts up left wing. 3-on-2 developing. Nielsen carries in. Nielsen to Bailey. He floats one off a deflection into the corner. Nelson got to it first.
Good read by Del Zotto on that 3-on-2. Went right to the slot area as soon as that pass was made.
McDonald under pressure from Boyle. The Rangers are changing, so Boyle throws it deep. And Dorsett. Long reach of Andrew McDonald. Got it free. And here's Cizikas away from Boyle with Nelson. Cizikas knocked away. Strawman dove out. Rangers can't get a rush going. Hamonic recovers the puck, but now a fight. Martin along the near boards with Dorsett. They move out towards the dot. It's Martin for the Islanders, Dorsett for the Rangers. And Martin got a couple of right hands in. Dorsett trying to return fire, but Martin wrestles him down, and here come the linesmen, Don Henderson and Steve Miller, to break him up.
Martin was looking for Dorsett from that earlier incident in the corner, Howie, near the end of the first period. We saw Dorsett and Martin jawing at one another, so we knew that fight was going to happen. Martin trying to get his team together. 1-1 in the second.
35 to go in the second tonight. Go back to where it all started with Islanders coach Jack Capuano on the game. 365 presented by Hagar tonight following Islanders post-game coverage on MSG Plus. Mr. Rhode Island and Mr. Worcester, Mass. Fran Healy will talk.
Watch Matt Martin as he takes out Dorsett. Now he turns around and looks at him and says, hey, let's go. And Dorsett obliges him and doesn't really get much going, Dorsett. Matt Martin, pretty much lopsided win for him. Didn't land any KO-type punches, but certainly had the edge.
I don't know why I said Worcester, by the way. Fran Healy's from Holyoke, Massachusetts. Same town that produced the great broadcaster Jack Buck. But anyway, that's on the game. 365. Grabner trying to clear out, couldn't do it. McDonald taken down, and there will be a penalty.
Yeah, good call and trip. Quick spin by Andrew McDonald and reflex by Stepan just to stick the leg out and try to hold him up just a little bit. No argument from Stepan. Good quick move in the corner though by Andrew McDonald. Watch Andrew McDonald fakes like he's going left and he just pulls it back, and there's the leg that right continues on with the right leg. So that's just a reflex action by a forechecking guy. You don't really want to trip him, but your reflexes says you can't just let him go.
It's a pretty textbook trip though.
It was.
And so this New York Islander power play is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you'd never know. 10:40 the time of the penalty to Stepan. Islanders had an abbreviated power play, which was negated by an Oposo penalty in the first period. So the Islanders did not have a shot on that one.
Another face-off win for the Rangers. That helps kill 20 seconds.
Islanders moving right in though. Tavares to the blue line to Nielsen. Now McDonald to Nielsen. Ian McDonald crisscross. Vanek being worked over in front. Tavares out to McDonald. Andrew McDonald straight away. Now Tavares with room. Steps up, centers, batted away. Girardi outnumbered. Islanders recover. Vanek shoots and it went wide. Comes to the near boards. Hagelin trying to clear. Couldn't do it. Girardi does.
Fans waiting with great anticipation for Vanek to score on this power play. John Tavares with a nice pass. Opportunity for Vanek.
Aggressive work by Zuccarello in deep on the penalty kill. Back come the Islanders. Tavares at the line. Across to Nielsen. Teed it up with his skate. Now to Donovan. Tavares with a little room. Out to Donovan. His drive is blocked. Zuccarello couldn't clear. Pyatt does. Getting back is Nielsen to make it a 2-on-2 as Pyatt shoots off the glove of Nabokov. Recovered by Nielsen. Islanders go the other way. Here's Okposo. He's to the Ranger line. Taking it wide against Stahl, who gave him nothing. Stahl gets a little help, but the Rangers don't clear. Donovan to Bailey. Out now to Donovan. Bouchard trying to center. Strawman said no. Vanek recovers the puck. Out to the blue line. Donovan to Bailey. Josh Bailey tees it up. Now to Donovan. Across. Bouchard fires. Gloved and held by Talbot. And there'll be a face-off in the Ranger zone.
Well, the Islanders were able to have a lot of ozone time on the power play, but nothing special as far as getting a good opportunity towards Talbot. Again, he's a big goaltender, holding his position, making himself look big, strong. Able to take that one off the left shoulder. So again, a lot of shots from the outside. A couple of near deflections for the Islanders. So credit the Rangers for keeping the Islanders on the outside, taking away their options on the inside.
Regan will take the draw with Boyle. This time the Islanders control, but it zips past Hickey. And now Hagelin's going to put the heat on Hickey. Hagelin keeps Hickey pinned in the Islanders zone, and that will allow Stepan to come out of the box. And he does. But here's Clutterbuck back into the Rangers zone. Drops for Hickey. Closes it. Shoots. It's blocked. Lines up in the corner. Boyle and Clutterbuck bump. Pried loose. And up comes Stepan. He walks the red line. Pinned by Grabner. That forces the turnover. And here comes Hamonic into the Rangers zone. Stick checking is McDonough. Hamonic going deep. Islanders changing. Hamonic keeping it deep. Islanders get their change. And now Girardi for the Rangers. Tried to clear. Cut off by Bailey. Bailey moves in. He shoots. And the save by Talbot. He'll hold on.
Great anticipation by Josh Bailey. He shot high up in the blue line as the third man. And boy, a turnover by, I believe it was McDonough. He got back to try and help out. But Josh Bailey is sitting right at the top. Well, that's Girardi trying to clear it up the middle. Josh Bailey just sits there, picks it up. Look at the strong move past McDonough and gets a good shot. Not enough time to really take a look where he wanted to, because he hit him right on the chest. Give him another half second, a little bit of a look, and he could have hit one of the corners. But great instincts by Josh Bailey to anticipate that pass and then go ahead and make a nice move towards the net.
Islanders control the draw. Martinek works it around. The Tavares line is on. It's the Richards line. Tavares across. Martinek pushes one softly to the net, and that's held by Talbot.
Yeah, Radek had a little more time, I think, than he anticipated, and could have teed that up. John Tavares picking up the loose man, which was Radek Martinek. Islanders starting to push a little bit, starting to gain some momentum, spending more time in the offensive zone, aided by the turnovers. There's the cross-ice pass by John Tavares, threads it through about 6 sticks. But the Rangers have started to turn the puck over, and that's allowed the Islanders to put a little pressure on them.
Icing called with 6:19 remaining in the second period. You know, one opinion here, Butch, about the Thomas Vanek trade, and this is where it could really help the Islanders beyond just Thomas Vanek. We know he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. If he stays here in the prime of his career and signs a long-term deal, well, that sends the message out to other prospective free agents in the NHL that, you know what, they're back in business on Long Island. Richards moving in. And I think that's a big thing here if the Islanders are satisfied with Vanek and vice versa, because then it opens up a range of possibilities that really haven't existed over the last number of years.
Well, I think a lot of people have looked at the cap and the money that the Islanders have spent over the last 4 or 5 years. They've been near the bottom each and every year. So, you know, for them to sign Vanek sends a strong message, no doubt about it, that, you know, the Islanders are wanting to win a Stanley Cup, and if they have to spend more money, they will.
Here's Kreider in against Hamonic. They bump vigorously. The puck is clipped the other way by Stepan. Girardi or Stepan. Now Kreider pushing it back to Girardi. Throws one down low, kicked away by McDonald, who is tangled up with Zuccarello, and the Rangers recover the puck. Stepan for Kreider. Girardi, the defenseman, who's in deep. He's floating back. But now he'll step up again as the ricochet comes in his direction. So McDonald gave it away to Kreider. Feeds it behind the net. Kreider's got it again, playing catch with Stepan. And Stepan moving wide, trying to get a little space. Pushes it back for Zuccarello. Hamonic staying with him. Now Bailey jumps in. He and Zuccarello go down. Step-on shot didn't get through. Roddy for Zuccarello. Zuccarello trying to get free of Hamonic, and there'll be a penalty here to Travis Hamonic. Delayed penalty. Islanders not deemed to have had possession. They allow for the sweep check there by McDonald. And so a holding penalty coming up will send the Rangers to the power play. 4:30 remaining, second period on the island. Rangers going to the power play Thursday. Get a look behind the mask with a full day of stories, interviews, and highlights of some of the greatest goalies ever to take the stage. And at 10:30, see how it all began with a special presentation of 50 years behind the mask. The Masked Men Marathon, presented by Visa, Thursday starting at noon on MSG. Don't look for George Vezina, you won't find him. John Moore off to Brassard as the Rangers set up their power play. Brassard closing in, put it out in front of ricochets. Miller takes a swipe at it. It's underneath him, I believe, and there's no further play.
Well, it looked like it hit Kreider in front of the net and then Karen right back in front. Again, the Islanders have their #1 penalty killing unit as far as defensemen. One's in the penalty box, and Andrew McDonald is on the bench because he just had an awful long shift. So they have Karkner and Hickey killing. Now the Islanders are going to make a change now with Donovan, and Andrew McDonald will come out. Islanders need to win some faceoffs because when they win that faceoff, there's a shot going back in off of Martin and in front of the net. A good few whacks by Miller.
And so the Rangers win the draw but fail to control the puck. Islanders have Cizikas up front with Matt Martin, who overskated it, but McDonald clears. McDonald and Donovan, the defense. Cizikas, a dribbler, and it's held by Talbot.
A real nice play, too, by Matt Martin and Casey Cizikas. Casey, once he gets that pass from Matt Martin, just chips it over the Rangers stick. Puck's bouncing like he's been saying all game. How that's Martin. There's the pass out in front. The quick chip pass, McDonough, and almost gets a great opportunity. There's the quick pass. Look at that little chip move, all in one motion by Casey Cizikas. Great awareness by Casey, but couldn't get it to settle down. Get a shot away on Talbot.
Rangers have allowed 2 short-end goals. The Islanders have 1. So that's not relevant to them here with the Islanders on the power play.
Coach Vigneault not very
Rangers
happy. Change those guys right away.
Rangers power play lasting another minute and 21 here as Pouliot takes it into the corner against Andrew McDonald. And now it's Del Zotto back at the blue line. Off to Miller. Del Zotto right on the line, but it stayed in. And now Del Zotto fails to hold it. That wasn't the ice either. That was a flat pass right to him.
Yeah, he just mishandled it.
There's a lead for Grabner, and Talbot sweeps it away. Chip pass. And a hit on right wing to Miller, who backhands one through the crease. Del Zotto following, bounced it down low. Brassard got a shot to the side of the net. Rangers keep it deep. 41 to their power play. Moore across. The drive by Miller is blocked. Cizikas has the puck and plays it up left wing looking for Martin. Cizikas follows, plays it, feeds Martin, and he backhanded it just wide. Great give and go while shorthanded between Cizikas and Martin. And now Cizikas killing time against Moore. That was born and boring right there.
Well, that's tremendous by those two. Great chemistry. They're great friends, and they talk about the game an awful lot. They've been a little bit disappointed with their production so far. So look at the job Casey Cizikas doing. The crowd's going bananas. Pretty much killed the whole penalty. Just a couple seconds left.
Casey Cizikas took about a half minute off that power play all by himself. It is now over. The teams are at full strength. Stepan feeds it down low. Kreider had a turn and then did get a good shot on, and the Bakov stopped it. And up comes Tavares into the Ranger zone. Checking is Stahl. Tavares keeps moving. Stahl stays with him. Clutterbuck joins in. Clutterbuck on here with Vanek and Tavares. Martinic into the corner.
See if the Islanders can use that momentum of killing that penalty and the energy in the crowd.
Kreider, a drive, and then stopped by Nabokov, and up come the Islanders. It's Bennett to Clutterbuck. Onside, Clutterbuck. Nice feed. Martinez played it across. He could have and should have shot. Now there's only one man back Donovan. Here come the Rangers. Martinez flies back into position. Richards down low. Richards put it off the side of the net, recovered by Donovan. Oh, Martinez had a great chance to shoot.
Yeah, and he's got a great shot. He had a wide open net just to go for the top corner, but thought he'd give it to Tavares, and he would have had an empty net, but a lot of players involved.
Here's Okposo shooting, and that went wide. And it's pitched up the boards. Out comes Pyatt. Now to Hagelin. Returns to Pyatt. He shoots. Nabokov the save, and he gathers the rebound in. So there'll be a face-off in the Islanders zone, and things moving rather quickly at both ends of the ice.
Giving a little heart attack to both the coaches. Nice give and go. Watch Matt Martin as he's going to pull the puck and go to his backhand and just shovels it past the wide open net on Talbot. And there's the give and go. Look at Marty. Boy, you don't get a better opportunity to shoot the puck. It's in perfect position. You got to challenge the goaltender. You have to shoot that. You called it right. And there's the quick wrist shot, but Nabokov's got perfect position at the top of the crease. Good wrist shot by Pyatt, but a better save. But boy, oh boy, excited hockey. You got the Islander fans screaming and yelling, then you got the Ranger fans screaming and yelling. It's been on a wide open second period. Pretty exciting for both teams.
Into the final minute of the period. Travis Hamonic into the Ranger zone. Throws it down low off of Nelson and then the side of the net as well. Before Girardi recovers the puck. Martin around. Work free to McDonald. Blocker save. Rebound is in. That's a goal. And the Islanders lead it 2-1.
Yeah, that goes in off Girardi. Nothing much he can do. Just a bad break for the Rangers, but a terrific break for the Islanders as they finally cash in. Shooting the puck, working hard on the puck retrieval. And Regan's going to get credit for that goal, but the Islanders really had some big momentum. They jump-started it with the penalty killing. There's Nelson across to McDonald. There's an easy save by Talbot. And Regan just gets the puck back towards the net. Gets the top of Talbot's glove and then off for Girardi, who's in front of the net. He's in good position. Watch Talbot. It just goes off the top of his glove. Off of Girardi. He's trying to knock it out of midair, and it takes a beautiful hop. The right kind of overspin for the Islanders. Big goal with only 39 seconds left.
Is that how you chip out of a bunker?
That's exactly what happened there. Regan hit a little chip shot, overspin on it, and hopped right out of Talbot's glove, and then headed towards the net. But Islanders have really jump-started their game, aided by the great penalty killing of Martin and Cizikas.
To that point, just prior to the goal, the Rangers had outshot the Islanders 15-6 in the second period. And then, although it took a little help from Girardi, the Islanders break through for the go-ahead goal. And, you know, the Rangers coming into this game had only scored 15 goals in 10 games, so every goal for them is like climbing a mountain.
It's tough, and that's a bad break for the goaltender, who's played a very good game. But, you know, we can think back to about a year ago when it was Cizikas, Martin, and Colin McDonald that really jump-started the Islanders season, and now they kind of jump-started this game.
Talk about jump-start on that penalty kill. Casey Cizikas, all by himself, took about a half minute off the clock.
Well, he was fabulous. He had a couple of good opportunities, almost scored a shorthanded goal himself. Then he set up Matt Martin on a terrific opportunity. Then he tied the puck up for 20 seconds in behind the net. The Rangers couldn't pry it loose for him. He was like a hungry dog with a bone. He wasn't about to give it up, and it took a long time for things to change in the Ranger direction as far as getting the puck back from Casey Cizikas.
So the goal reads Regan from McDonald and Nelson at 19-19. Second of the year for Peter Regan. And the second period will end with the Islanders in front.
There'll be a face-off, Howie, as they call for icing. So it's about a minute, about 1.5 seconds left. So perhaps that well, they should have a face-off, as far as I'm concerned, and see if Jack Capuano pulls his goaltender, because you've got about 1.5 seconds.
Linesman's chasing the Ice Girls off the ice. They were about to go into their second intermission activity, and they look a little intimidated.
Yeah, I'd be pulling my goalie, because I think there's about 1.5 seconds. We'll see what they put up there. 1.8 seconds. So I'd be pulling my goalie.
Why not?
I'm surprised that he hasn't pulled him. I mean, well, yeah, you should. I don't know why he hasn't.
Roger Nielsen once figured it took about 3.5 seconds to get it all the way down from the face-off into an empty net. There's about half that much time remaining. So Poso and Boyle will draw, and the feed towards the slot, but Tavares couldn't get the shot off. And now the period officially is over. So Clutterbuck tied it. Regan put the Islanders ahead. Cizikas did so much work, doesn't get a point for it, but I'll tell you something. He had a whole lot to do with how things turned out the last couple of minutes of that second period. So it is 2-1 Islanders at the end of 2. When we begin our second intermission report, Peter will chat with Cal Clutterbuck. We'll take you around the National Hockey League and show you the highlights of this one. Clutterbuck tied it. And then off the glove of Girardi, and the Islanders lead 2-1. That's what happened through 2 periods, and now just take one other look. Here's our Tri-Honda game recap. They are properly giving Travis Hamonic an assist on that Regan goal. After all, it was Hamonic who directed it towards the net, off of Regan's face, and then off of the defenseman for the Rangers, Dan Girardi. But either way, it's 2-1 Islanders as we get set for the third period.
Well, Islanders are going to need to set the tempo right off the bat. They finished with a flurry aided by that penalty kill, as we mentioned earlier on. So don't want to sit back. You created some momentum at the end of the second period. You want to take that momentum right off the bat in the third period. Get in there, put some pressure on the Ranger goaltender, establish, the tempo, and then find a way to get a 2-goal lead.
All right, so you know about Dennis Potvin and Bobby Orr. 100 or more points in a season for defensemen. The other 3. One of the smoothest skating defensemen of all time, Paul Coffey, Brian Leetch, the Hall of Fame Ranger, and Al McInnes, who might have had as hard a shot as anyone who's ever launched one in the history of this game.
He could certainly fire a puck, but you see that Bobby Orr 6 times at over 100 points. Paul Coffey.
By the way, tonight's game between the Islanders and Rangers is part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Ford. As the puck is sent in behind the Islander net, the Islanders have the Tavares line on against the Richards line. It's Pouliot for the Rangers, banking it down the boards, cut off by Tavares. Now Poso with Vanek waiting on the far side, but he's offside. So they'll bring the face-off outside the Ranger blue line. North Shore LIJ, the official health system of the New York Islanders.
Well, we talked about chemistry at the start of the game, Howie, and how long would it take Vanek. And those are the situations that he's still getting comfortable, knowing what the forwards like to do and the defensemen in certain situations. Only time will aid you along those lines.
It's batted down by Anton Strawman and with a high stick. So that's why the whistle blows.
And Thomas Vanek seems to be a forward that likes to break out a little quicker, hang higher than Matt Moulson. Matt Moulson was the guy that came more from behind, looked for John Tavares to carry the puck up the ice, and then found the holes and eventually found his way to the front of the net. But Thomas Vanek is a little more of an individual hockey player along those lines.
And the icing call. So a slow, plodding start to the third period here. Rangers controlled the face-offs in the first period, but the teams were even in the face-off circle in the second.
The Islanders did a much better job and had a much better period. And again, it's a stat that not a lot of people pay attention to, but when you're a centerman and you're losing face-offs, that automatically means you're chasing the puck all the time.
Tavares is thinking, all right, I knew what Moulson was going to do, so now Vanek's telling me what he's going to do, and we'll see how quickly they get it straightened out. Hamonic put it to the front of the net.
Well, on the bench hit, John Tavares is talking about chemistry, and one of the more important elements in chemistry is communication.
Now Zuccarello pulling up along the boards, plays it across to Stahl. He shoots, save Nabokov, and out Kreider recovers the puck. Stahl a shot tipped wide. Zuccarello trying to get an arm loose. He did. He one-handed that to the net. Nabokov stopped it. And out comes Bouchard. On right wing, Nielsen. Get over the Ranger line. Has a shot deflect onto the stick of Stahl. The Islanders changing. Stallman turned it over. He got knocked down. Bodies coming on and off both benches. Somehow they do it legally. And the puck rolls to the near boards.
Always tough changes when your puck is being turned over the neutral zone. Sometimes you get caught.
That happened 2 or 3 times while they were trying to make changes. Partner carried right into that broken stick blade. And now Miller for the Rangers works it deep. Partner lines him up. Worked around to the near side. Del Zotto. Zotto kicks it towards Miller. It's broken up by Regan. And Clutterbuck shooting one. A riser over the net.
Good wrist shot. Again, bad angle, but get the puck towards the net. Force Talbot to make saves.
This is Donovan with a drive that's blocked. That one hit the skate of Miller. Puts a move on Regan and throws the puck in as the Rangers and Islanders both begin to change on the move. 2.5 gone in the third period.
1-2-2 by the Rangers. That's a change. They used to play the left wing lock under Tortorella.
And now Stahl looks up, see who's around. Lines Hagelin in center. Richards against Donovan, and Nelson got it to the front of the net with Nabokov sticking it away. Almost had it carom behind him.
Hagelin trying to handle that puck and almost inadvertently was knocked in by Nabokov himself.
And so Stallman back at the Ranger line, deeper into his own zone, and then sent ahead. Shots are 20-16 Rangers. The Islanders up 2-1. McDonough and Hagelin back on side now. Martin for the Islanders.
Good play by McDonough. Looked like Martin was by him, and McDonough used that long reach to get the puck back out.
Hamonic had to wait there for Martin to get out of the zone, and then the puck carries out of play. 3:29 gone in the third period.
Good time and space play by Zuccarello. There's a good reflex save by Nabokov on that shot by Stahl. Then he gets another one, and that one deflects and almost gets to the net. Zuccarella's also had a very strong game. That whole line's been good with Kreider and Stepan and Zuccarello.
McDonough into the corner. Checked by Tavares. And Carpenter fires it right back in. Thomas Vanek to Tavares, and a stick save made by Talbot.
There's a between the legs pass by Vanek, so he's starting to find a little bit of chemistry with Tavares. Took a quick look as that puck was in the offensive zone along the boards.
Brassard winds it to the far side. Oposo's there. Said to Kyle before the game, everybody's talking about the chemistry between Tavares and Vanek. I don't hear Oposo's name mentioned in there. He said, that's exactly the way I like it. He wants to be under the radar.
So just do your job and get into the hole, shoot the puck when you get the opportunity, and work the corners when you have to. There's too many men on the ice by somebody. It looks like 3, 4, 5. I'm seeing 6 Islanders. So
you know what? Over on the Islander bench, you can see it here. He's livid.
Jack Capuano was not happy with that call. Oh yeah, Jack, look at, he's wants to grab a hold of Casey Cizica's stick. The linesman called that all the way over. Now we'll get a look at it here on the replay. Again, watch the Islanders. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 guys right there. Or my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see the 6 guys. So that's a good call by the linesman, as they do have 6 guys on the ice.
And so the face-off will be in the Islanders zone. The Rangers will have Stepan, Zuccarello, Kreider, McDonough, and Richards as Oposo goes into the box for the 3rd time tonight. And the Rangers control the draw. Richards to McDonough. Islanders have Hamonic and McDonald, Cizikas and Martin. McDonough to Richards. A drive, and that's tipped past the net. All the way to the far board. Stepan. McDonough to Richards. Now McDonough lines up a shot. Stepan to Richards, right at his feet. Threw it to the net. Ricochet to the corner. Now the Rangers keep possession. Zuccarello across. Stepan failed to tee it up. McDonough fires. He scores! Power play goal, and the Rangers have tied it 2-2.
The Rangers did a nice job of moving the puck around. They were looking for those outside shots, using McDonough as the head of the umbrella, and then looking for Richards or Zuccarello to shoot the puck. McDonough actually shoots it from the top and beats the puck. It looked like a screen shot. Richards with the cross-ice pass. Zuccarello foams it a bit. And then, of course, there's that howitzer by McDonough. Pretty happy. But Richards is the key to the power play. They fed him as often as they can. And there's the quick cross-ice pass and the shot by McDonough. And no chances. Kreider was standing right in the face of the Bakov. McDonough gets his second goal of the year, and it's a huge goal for the Rangers.
And no sooner did that puck go into the net than Islanders captain John Tavares was venting his frustration and anger, really, which he still exhibits to Jack Capuano about the penalty call that put the Islanders into the penalty kill that results in the Ranger power play goal from McDonough at 4:59 to tie the game. Carkner throws it towards the net. Talbot steers it away. Strawman works it to the far boards, but Boyle just shrugged off Regan, and now it's Miller trying to squeeze through Hickey. Miller pulls up, stays on the puck, and Strawman missed it, so Regan will pressure Strawman. Anton Strawman works it across to Stahl. Scoops it out of the zone. Hagelin muscles in, trying to split through. Donovan gave him nothing. Back the other way come the Islanders. It's the speedy Grabner with Nielsen. Grabner surrounded, almost got through.
Well, there was a hook, and they didn't call it. They missed the hook there as Grabner was hooked. Looked like it was Moore that behind. As Grabner went through, put the hook underneath the arms. Islander fans are irate.
And now Delzato for the Rangers. And over the Islander blue line, he throws one to Nabokov, who steers it away. Richards powers ahead. Now to Miller. A save. The rebound loose. Richards knocked down in pursuit. And the Islanders recover the puck.
Miller wide open in the slot. Let a slapper go. Nabokov went down. Didn't even see it.
Bouchard across. Donovan makes his move. Feeds the slot. Ricocheted off of Hagelin, who peels it up the boards, but not out. Tavares keeps it in. And now Talbot. And Delzato sends Richards up the right wing. Pouliot never slowed down. Somehow they stay onside. Pouliot to Richards. To the side of the net, and Nabokov pounces on it. And more frustration. Pouliot's got a hold of Hamonic. Hanlon was in the middle of it initially, and now more players come together. And McDonald and Pouliot look like they want to join that fray, and Hamonic immediately throws his arm out at Pouliot to keep him away from it.
I think that was, you did that to me, and I'm going to do that to you now, so we'll get even there.
Stepan and Zuccarello assist on McDonough's goal at 4:59 to tie it. Tie game. Oposo and Hagelin off for roughing on Oposo, slashing on Hagelin at 6:44. Here's the Islanders' upcoming schedule, presented by Lexus. Islanders will visit Ottawa Friday night, right back here for the Bruins on Saturday night. And then Ovechkin and the Capitals are in here next Tuesday. So a 4-on-4 sequence now, with Stepan and Tavares on the faceoff. Kreider and Stepan up front for the Rangers, with Girardi and McDonough back. And for the Islanders, it's Tavares and Vanek, McDonald and Hamonic. Vanek was knocked down. A puck to the near side. Rescued by Tavares. He got a backhander off after being double teamed and seemingly had that puck off his stick. He took a blind swipe at it and got it right to the net.
Well, he has a great awareness of where the net is. He used to always say it never moves, so John Tavares handles that puck and knows that Vanek is in front of the net. This makes that swipe as he's being checked by Girardi. McDonough's trying to control Vanek, and Talbot does his best to control the puck.
Forehand swipe by Tavares. And the draw. Recovered by Tavares. He put it right out in front. It caroms all the way to the blue line, held by Hamonic. Now to McDonald. Andrew McDonald shoots. Tipped by Vanek. And the Rangers get it back. Stepan with Richards. Richards carries. He's into the Islanders' zone. Brad Richards lines it down the boards. McDonald got his stick in the way and takes over. Stepan keeps an eye on him. The pass out to center, gobbled up by Richards. And the Islanders are changing. Richards in over the line. Moore behind the net. Moore and Zuccarello. Richards. Delzato for the Rangers, but it's Grabner working against Delzato, waiting for help. McDonald joins in. Grabner looking for McDonald, and then Grabner recovers. Feeds the blue line to Nielsen. Across to Hickey. Thomas Hickey, a shot. That went wide. Nielsen hustles. Keep it along the near boards. Pair of Rangers on him. Richards got it loose. Gets it out of the zone. Now Martinez. Across to Hickey. Rangers are changing. Grabner to Hickey on the move. He shoots. Went wide. Hickey follows his own shot. Delzato recovers. Plays it to the near corner. Grabner took a shove from behind. That's going to be a penalty on Zuccarello. And Nielsen jumps in to Grabner's defense. And then everybody gets involved in the corner. By the Islanders, unless they feel Nielsen went out of his way to try to rescue his own man, Islanders should get a power play.
Yeah, they're going to get the power play. That's the obligatory. I got to help my teammate. Franz Nielsen didn't do anything that's going to get him into the penalty box. He just came over just to make sure that Zuccarello knows that that's unacceptable practice. He does take him in, and Grabner's not happy. Watch Zuccarello a little bit on the back, does give a shove, and that's a 2-minute penalty. Franz Nielsen comes in, but that's not a smart penalty by Zuccarello. As soon as you see those numbers, you've got to ease off. You've got to just sort of slow yourself down as quickly as you can. So this is a golden opportunity for the Islanders, to make that power play work.
So it's a warning penalty on Zuccarello at 8:32, and this Islander power play is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
It's a quick 4-on-3, How you don't see that very often, just 12 seconds.
Yeah, and so as the Islanders control, Vanek feeds McDonald. Andrew McDonald lines it up. Hagelin and Oposo about to come out. Vanek across. Nielsen put it in front, missed by Tavares. Hagelin and Oposo now make it a 5-on-4 Islander power play as the puck is sent all the way down.
Set play, Franz Nielsen trying to hit John Tavares as he came out of the corner on that 4-on-3. Just missed it.
And now McDonald for Tavares. And Tavares down the boards. Tavares looking. Feeds Oposo. McDonald to Tavares. McDonald again. Tavares quickly across. Oposo back to McDonald. Lines up a drive. Stick save, and the rebound is peeled to the line. What a keep by McDonald until it's cleared by Hagelin.
A great second effort, and boy, what a tip that was. Andrew McDonald saw Franz Nielsen, and Franz Nielsen did get the tip, but Talbot made a beautiful save. He's got those long flippers.
Battle along the boards. No one controlling. It's Smithers free. And Vanek played it back towards Nielsen, but out of the zone. And now it's Donovan backing away from Stepan. Donovan gave it away to Stepan, but Bailey was right there to take it back. And now Clutterbuck on right wing to Regan. A drop to Bouchard. His shot blocked by Stahl. Round the net comes Regan. Peter Regan. And Stahl behind the net. Didn't get anything on it, so Bouchard looks to go to work. Sets up Clutterbuck. Up high, the shot went on Talbot.
They're off the mask.
Now Donovan to Bouchard. Tries to throw it to the net. It's blocked by Boyle, and that'll take care of the power play. Here is Zuccarello out of the box.
Great job by Boyle. Something he does well all of the time. It's a big body that's able to block shots.
The Islanders had one shot on the power play. Zuccarello drops it to Richards. Didn't get enough of that to the net, so it's broken up by Hamonic, and up comes Nelson. Brock Nelson looking for Regan. That's broken up. Rangers look to counterattack now. But Hagelin didn't have a good handle on it, so he's able to flick it to the corner. Hickey moves it crisply to Brock Nelson. Nelson up left wing for Cizikas. Delzato turns away from him.
Twice the Islanders have come up to the Ranger blue line and turned it over.
A quick feed by Hickey to Cizikas towards the net. Backhanded one wide. Cizikas keeps after it. Missed behind the net by Martin. So Del Zotto fires it off the boards. Kept alive by Hamonic. He shoots and that deflects wide. Cizikas was in front. Miller plays it out of the zone. Hit by Martin as he followed.
In that dirty area where Moore knocked him down.
Hamonic carries in. Hamonic shoots. A save by Talbot. He'll hold on. Martin and Del Zotto ride each other, and everybody else will throw their 2 cents in, but there'll be a face-off in the Ranger zone. 8:24 remaining. Third period on the island. Tie game with 8:24 to go in the third period coming up. The Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwood, your destination for endless excitement.
Well, it has been endless today. I mean, it started off a little bit slow in the first period, but since then it's really picked up. End-to-end, both goaltenders having to make an awful lot of saves, good opportunities, good speed, good tempo, some physical play out there, some great passing out there.
Both goaltenders have been plunked in the mask, too.
Well, they really have. So, you know, other big goaltenders, the only way you can score on these guys is to shoot it high. And when you're off your aim a little bit, yeah, you're going to ding him in the noggin.
So Hickey plays a fluttering puck that's picked off by Boyle for the Rangers. Boyle put it right through the goal crease. Wyatt in the corner against Martinek.
Boyle seems to have found his role now with the new coaching. Struggled under John Tortorella at different times.
Now Hickey for Oposo. He didn't hold it. Stepped into by Boyle. And Dan Girardi's pass picked off by Oposo as the Rangers complete a change.
Islanders got to be a little bit better with the details of the game. Too many turnovers at the blue line. There's no speed, Howie, at the blue line. You're trying to stick handle people. That just doesn't work. When you're standing still, you got to get it in. Allow your wingers or centermen to help you out after.
Albert's pass was missed by Stahl, so the Islanders keep the pressure on as Bouchard feeds it back to McDonald. Hard feed to Nielsen. Now to Hamonic. He fires. It's blocked. Comes to Bailey. Josh Bailey towards Bouchard. That's broken up by Strawman. Played it up high off the glass. Hamonic recovers. Block recovered by Nielsen. And then missed by Bouchard. Bailey for Bouchard. Will go to the corner against Kreider. Steps in front of him. And gets the puck to Zuccarello.
Well, all that happens because the Islanders were able to get the puck in and do some forechecking. Another good reason to make sure that they chip and chase now for a few minutes. Less than 7 minutes to go.
Stepan threw it out. McDonald's got it back. Up now to Grabner, and he flicks it down behind the Ranger goal. Michael Del Zotto for Pouliot. He got turned around by Clutterbuck. Grabner recovers the puck. Looks for Clutterbuck. Pouliot swings it the other way. And now Moore in a little trouble against Grabner here. Islanders keep it in. Martinek played it softly towards the slot. Del Zotto gets rid of it. In comes Pouliot with a drop to Hagelin. Back to Pouliot. He shoots. He scores! Benoit Pouliot gives the Rangers a 3-2 lead.
Well, the Rangers have been hemmed in their own end for the last couple of minutes, but they get an opportunity to break out 3-on-2. There's the quick pass out by Del Zotto. Now Donovan gives Pouliot a little time and space, and Martinek comes across and misses his check, and that's all it takes to create the 3-on-2. Look at the drop pass. Martinek gets beat, doesn't get his man. No opportunity. Regan is back. It was a 3-on-3, but poorly played in the defensive zone by the Islanders. And now the Rangers have found themselves back in the lead.
And the puck flicked in by Broussard. Stopped by Nabokov. McDonald missed everybody with that. But icing averted as it's played by the goaltender Talbot. Pouliot second from Hagelin and Del Zotto at 13:46.
Nice give and go with Pouliot and Hagelin.
Martin wound it around. McDonald picks it off. Brock Nelson to Martin. Matt Martin put a move on. Moves it wide to Cizikas. Stahl angles him to the boards. And Martin checked. Miller played it into the corner. Stahl has it there. And now Boyle, checked by Vanek, around to Stralman. Anton Stralman moving it out of the Rangers zone. And it's sent deep by Miller, a bouncer that's stopped by Nabokov. Islanders getting the Tavares line on. Vanek the pass for Tavares. Into the Rangers zone. Against McDonough. Swings it right through the crease. Donovan shot it wide. And McDonough misses Hagelin with a pass. So Okposo looking for Vanek. And McDonough get there. McDonough got turned around. Tavares on the puck with room. Tavares out from behind. And it's knocked away into the corner. Pouliot steps into Tavares. Hagelin for the Rangers, just trying to lift it out of there. And he does, all the way into the Islanders zone. Hickey turned around by Richards. And now McDonough plays it all the way down. You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, your destination for endless excitement. Visit foxwoods.com now. Kreider for the Rangers. Round pass, Stepan. And now it's Moore for Zuccarello. McDonald knocked down in front. The pass moves that way, but Nielsen brings it out with Bouchard. Nielsen plays it deep. Albert out to wind it around. Nielsen stops the puck. Bouncing puck recovered by Bailey. Josh Bailey puts it behind the net. Bouchard's got it there. Now Bailey in the corner. Bailey to Nielsen. Out to Hamonic. He shoots. That's blocked. And Stepan lifts it out of the zone.
And Zuccarello standing in the slot area was able to knock that shot down. Travis Hamonic was attempting to get to the net.
Now Regan. Up the right side for Grabner. Turns it in behind the net. Stralman took a bump. Boyle on the puck. Clutterbuck in there against Brassard. Clutterbuck trying to get loose. Brassard trying to poke it out. Doesn't do it. Hamonic kept it in. Battle along the boards. Now Boyle lifts it out of there. And it winds up in the Ranger bench. So we'll step out. 3:08 remaining. Third period on the island. Pouliot has the Rangers in front. Rangers leading 3-2 after the game. Get reaction from Coach Capuano and the players. Plus highlights and analysis on the Islanders postgame presented by A&A immediately following the action. So the faceoff will be in the Rangers zone. The Islanders have Tavares, Vanek, Okposo, Hickey, and McDonald. Boyle will take the faceoff and wins it back to Girardi. Boyle, Dorsett, and Brassard up front.
Brassard wins that race. It was an icing, but Brassard got to the dots first. A hybrid icing rule.
McDonald pressured. And Tavares winds it around. Now Hickey. Thomas Hickey into the Rangers zone. Girardi takes it there. And it's worked in by Dorsett. Andrew McDonald against Richards. And Hickey up for Tavares. He moves it quickly to Okposo. Into the Rangers zone. Down low for Tavares. Girardi swept it away. Tavares goes back to work along the boards against McDonough. And Okposo gets it loose to Vanek. Shoved by Girardi. Vanek around the net. Put it in front. Pinballs back towards Donovan. Under pressure. Floats it down low. Bouncing into the corner. McDonough and Okposo are there. Richards too. And it rolls to Pouliot, who fires it all the way down. And he'll take the icing. And they'll move it back into the Rangers zone. Both coaches have their timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they might use his timeout right now. He's got a tired group of guys out there. The Islanders were able to change. If Elaine wants to go with a timeout or not.
Looks like he's resisting the temptation on the bench the way he's got his hand up.
Yeah. He's got Richards instead of Boyle out there for the faceoff. Richards very good on the faceoff also.
Against Frans Nielsen, controlled by Girardi. Off the boards, past Pouliot all the way to Hamonic. He shot it wide. Arms to the far side. Bailey's there. Josh Bailey to Clutterbuck. He missed the net. Arms hard to the near boards. McDonald. Into the corner, Bailey. Round around to the far side. Hagelin dropped it off. Hagelin gets it again, and the Rangers come out. Pouliot plays it deep.
Well, watch for the goaltender. Down a minute and 20, Howie.
A pass from McDonald into the Rangers zone. Knocked back out to center. Zuccarello plays it off the boards. McDonald to Hamonic. Nabokov edging out. He's on his way to the bench. Nielsen sends it in. The Islander net is empty. They have an extra skater on. This is Stahl. Around Mark put the referee there and bounces into the air. Into the corner. Tavares takes it. Final minute of the third period. Puck underneath Strawman. Rangers recover. Put to the board. Stepan didn't get out with it. Now Boyle trying to get an arm free. Hamonic kept it in. Strawman behind the net. Bailey on him. Strawman gets it loose. Strawman to the boards. He's trying to muscle it out of there. He does. And it's taken by Hamonic in the Islander zone. Now McDonald for Oposo. Oposo turned around, knocked off balance. McDonald on the puck. Feeds Hickey, shoots. It's blocked. Rangers trying to clear. They do. McDonald comes back for it. McDonald up the middle. Oposo brings it in. Oposo a shot saved. The rebound winds up in the corner. McDonough checked by Tavares. It stays in the corner. Richards has it loose. Trying to clear. He does. There'll be a face-off for the icing, I think. Well, right now the clock has 0.2 of a second, but they've got to put, I would say, close to 2 seconds back on that clock. The hybrid icing, there was no race. It passed the dots. There had to be about 2 seconds, to my estimation, remaining on the clock.
It'll be somewhere in that area, Howie, a minute and a second and a half, maybe. I was watching the clock as the puck was going over, but again, the Islander defenseman trying to get back. There will be some time, but it'll be not a whole lot. The Islanders have not done well on the face-offs. Whether they decide to go towards the net or not will be choice of the Islanders. I imagine they might take a timeout now to discuss that play.
Well, they're going to put, that's it? 0.7 of a second? That's half a second.
Yeah, that's all they got.
I think that's wrong, but whether they call timeout or not.
Well, you need a right-hander really to be able to put the puck towards the net. You've got a left-hander, Richards, over there. Now there's a timeout. Pretty tough chore for the Islanders to manufacture a goal with just 0.7 seconds left.
Stay tuned after the game for the ANA Islanders post-game show. And there's nothing to argue with the referees about. It's all at the official scores table. They've got the stopwatch. They've got it all under control.
And
so.
I think that they base their time frame, Howie, on
when it's at the dots, right?
Well, the defenseman has to get to the dots, not the puck. And I don't think the Islander forward defenseman, everybody coming back, didn't get to the dots. They were tired. They didn't get there as quickly as they might have on some other occasions.
So, time for a face-off, and that's about it.
Yeah, you're going to have to almost go forward with it. Kyle is a right-handed shot, so he's definitely going to go forward with it. So I don't know why you wouldn't put everybody in front. It's got to go towards the net. It doesn't make sense to have anybody anywhere else because you're not going to have enough time. So Brad Richards is going to probably fall right down to his knees, but everybody should just go charging to the net as best they can and hope that something bounces loose. You got 4 guys in front of the net against 4, so
like a football line.
Yeah, it really is. Or
also
little scrum on the rugby.
And Richards does go to his knees as the horn sounds, and the New York Rangers have won the first meeting of 5 between these teams this year, but it ends with a bit of a skirmish. And Clutterbuck is in the middle of it for the Islanders. Meantime, there's a sideshow involving Andrew McDonald.
Brad Richards is sitting there with Clutterbuck, and they're going at it. Well, it looks like we're going to have a little more before this game quite ends.
Well,
it's frustration on the Islanders' part more than anything else.
Nothing more will come of it, and so the winning goal will stand as Benoit Pouliot's with 13:46 gone in the third period, making a move to the slot and taking the pass from Carl Hagelin to beat Nabokov, and Cam Talbot picks up his second National Hockey League win. Remember, he beat the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit last weekend.
Well, he's established himself as a credible backup goaltender. You want your backup goaltender to come in, give you a good performance, give you an opportunity to win the hockey game. Well, Cam Talbot definitely did that. He was solid in net, didn't have any chance on the 2 goals really that he gave up. One was put in by his own defenseman, so he did all he would need it to do, was supposed to do. And the Rangers found a way to turn an Islander mistake into a winning goal.
So the Rangers win it 3-2. And the turning point of the game is brought to you by Lexus, continuing the pursuit of perfection.
Here's the turning point. You can see that Pouliot makes a beautiful pass, or Hagelin, or out to Pouliot. That was just a great give and go. And the Islanders mixed up on their assignments. It was a 3-on-3, and the Rangers able to turn it into a 3-on-2. And those are the kind of mistakes that cost you hockey games, and the Islanders have made a number of those over the last bunch of games in the defensive zone.
And so the Rangers win it 3-2. Plenty of reaction coming up, including chat with the coach Jack Capuano on the ANA Islanders postgame right after these messages.